Coach Richard here. This is something that's going out to other coaches, to team builders, to entrepreneur nurturers, to folks in general that are looking for people to get better. And the reason I'm sending this today is because it came to mind in a meeting that I had with a whole group of, we'll call it relentless entrepreneurs, of three sort of breakdowns of people, and it traverses sport and business. So this is the thing. There is one group, let's just call them group one or group A. There's one group of people that it's very obvious that they have great talent and a great mindset. They put in the extra work. They want to be masters of their craft. It's apparent in their actions and the things that they do. And they are just gifts. They're rare, but they are gifts. They're folks that come into our lives oftentimes, and we hope that we have the structure to help them flourish and grow even more. That's that first group. Who would that be, just in general sense? That would be the Wayne Gretzky's and the Kobe Bryant's, the folks that stayed longer, put in the extra work, wanted to really master their craft, and they knew that they could be better and lead the way and rise up the efforts of other people as they went along. That's group A, or first group. Group two of people are the group of people that, too, they have obvious talent, but their mindset is somewhat suspect, if not downright just stinking thinking. These are the folks that have great flourishes and flashes of brilliance in what they do, but they're not consistent. They'll oftentimes find reasons not to go the extra mile, that they've already put in the work for the day. They want to go get on a video game, or they just want to go meet up with the buddies, or just hang out, or do a whole host of other things, and not really explore those gifts that they have, but in fact, oftentimes degrade and depress them. There's also a subset of that group that have a hard time being in the limelight, being the stuff. They take their talents and put them under a bushel. Okay, their talents under the bushel. They don't let the light come through. They'd rather stand adjacent to greatness rather than step into their own greatness. But in general, this second group is what I call the coach killers. These are the folks that you just see so much that is possible in them, but to bring it out into them ends up taking and sucking so much of your time and effort that in the end, a lot of other people are going by the wayside, and that's what's going on. But for some reason, they attract our attention as coaches and entrepreneurs and entrepreneur builders and team builders. They attack our attention because we think we can fix it. Maybe occasionally you can, but for the most part, they're not committed to their own craft, and they're not really interested in being the master of their craft. That's the dilemma. And the third group of people, these are the folks that really don't have the obvious talent. It's not just there. It's not there on the surface. But boy, do they have a mindset that they want to be better, that they know that they can be better, that they're going to take what they know to try and figure out what they don't know, that they're going to put in really a lot of extra time. They want to be a master, again, of their craft and grow and to build into that. And those folks are the folks that I call are the king and coach makers. These are the folks that go from where they are to up. In fact, what happens in this whole thing, which is interesting, is they'll end up surpassing the second group. They'll go above them because they're working at it. They're putting in the time. They're putting in the effort. They're getting into that whole thing. They're stepping into their brilliance. You know who those folks are, just in general terms? Those are the Michael Jordans and the Tom Bradys, the folks that had a struggle as they were coming through. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team at first. Tom Brady had to literally, go out and beg and just say, draft me, I will be the guy for you. Back when he was in college, he had to fight and scramble and go just to get into a starting position or to play in the football game at Michigan. But there was this burning desire that was inside of them that said, we are there. The ambition quotient is not something you can measure, but it is something that you can see. And as I always say when I do, I'd rather work with people with a ton of ambition and little talent than people with a ton of talent and little ambition. So for coaches and entrepreneurs, entrepreneur builders, team builders, yeah, it's a simplification, but really you can stratify the group of people that you're working with in those three areas, right? Great talent, right? And great mindset. The second one is obvious talent, but really questionable mindset. And the third is just not really obvious talent, but a great mindset. And if you can stratify through that, work your way through that, see what's there, understand that taking ambition, taking a positive mindset and said, I can take what I know to figure out what I don't know, and there are resources and support around me to get me there, that will be a winning combination for whatever you're developing, whatever you're building. You know, as a relentless entrepreneur myself and building in the whole area of health and wellness and prosperity, I see that all the time. People come with that burning desire. I might not know much about these products, or I might not know much about that science, but I can figure it out. And I do know, what I do know is that I'm willing to learn the skills to get my ideas across to people. In my athletic coaching area, I do know that when I see the guy showing up at the locker long before they're supposed to be there, when I see the weekend work that they did when nobody was around watching, I know that there's a champion bubbling up and looking to come out of that shell. And the saddest part is the people, when I see the talent that's there and they take it and they just suppress it all and they get into self-defeating. And that, folks, is an area that I personally avoid. I avoid those people as much as possible. Oh yeah, they come in and some of them might break through. Boy, oh boy, it's a problem if you're spending all your time on something that you can see flashes of, but they're not committed to developing. And that is all I've got to say about that. So that's it from Coach Richard today. A little bit longer. I hope it helps in your journey of making people's lives better. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.